All right. Hopefully I'm live on YouTube. I know there's a delay, but we'll see what happens. If anybody's joining at 10 a.m. Central, I just sent an email out early this morning, and we'll see what happens. So if anybody's listening, appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me know how the audio and the video sounds. I guess I can find out from my cell phone here. We'll get going here in a few minutes. Okay, I am live. All right. Thank you, Rex. Where are you from, Rex? You must be a coder. Lake Jackson, Texas. All right. Well, I'm in Tennessee, and it's raining all week. Let's get started, and thank you for coming. What we're going to talk about here is what's going on in Iraq. So I got some articles pulled up here, and we'll I like this new platform. Hope it all works out. I tried different platforms on YouTube, I find which one works for me and what I like and what I like to see happen. We got 3 people in this room. So I hope everybody I got another screen. I'm looking to my right, so bear with me. So let's talk about the first article, Iraqi budget to be approved after Eid. Right here, after Eid. Does anybody know what Eid means? I used to know it. I don't know it anymore, but I didn't keep up with it. But it's the holiday. It's a special holiday, like 2-day, 3-day event right after the Ramadan. And what happens there, I guess the budget will be approved after the Eid. Let's go into this article. Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed on Wednesday that the federal budget for the current year 2020 will be discussed. They've been working on this budget year 2020 for how long now? Since last September, last summer. How long does it take to put a budget together? Well, if there's any comparison to what the U.S. government does, you can see why. But, by the way, if you have any questions, I'm going to do this about 30 minutes, and I'm going to try to do this every day at 10 a.m. Central. All right? So tell your friends or tell whoever's interested in hearing my analysis of everything. And hopefully the audios and videos are still good. But let's get started. The 2020 budget, my opinion is, it's going to go back to whatever the dollar amount is for the oil. In the budget, I'm talking about in the budget. Would it be a $56 budget, a $60 budget? But how can you have it that high when oil prices? Let's go to oil prices real quick. I usually do this before I start anything, what the oil price is, because the Mickeys, remember the Mickeys? I like this one right here. This is live, folks. This is not recorded at all. This is live. So if I make any mistakes, hey, I just make mistakes. Right now, WTI crude, $25.70. Hey, it went up. It used to be what? $8, $9 a barrel. Now it's 25 because the Mickey people, they don't want that oil down. They do not want the oil down. They want it as high as possible. Does everybody know what I mean when I say the Mickey people? It's these people. Hope that pulls up. There we go. It's these people right here. All right. Those people. I can't say their names, well, so I'll get slam dunked. There's certain keywords, certain words I can't say, which we'll be talking about in here. And because I don't want my YouTube channel to be shut down again. That's why I didn't do a lot of videos for the longest time, is because they had me in a corner. They know what they're doing. But like I said, I'm going to be on BitChute. I hope one day they have a live feature. I'm going to be on BitChute. I'm going to be on LBRY. Those are the two platforms you need to be on. All right? Here. I'm going to school you guys. BitChute and LBRY. Actually, it's LBRY.tv. Hope you guys can see that. Mr. Rodriguez, he says, keep oil prices low. Americans love cheap gas. That is true. That is true. That is the effect of having low oil prices. But unless you got the power and the money of the Mickeys, you really don't care what the American people think. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post them. I'll be talking for about 35, 40 minutes, and that's it. I'm going to start again, like I said, at 10 a.m. Start at 10 a.m. Oops. The hell? Have my key locks on there. I'll be starting at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, all right? I'm trying to do this every day and try to keep everybody informed what's going on in Iraq. So let's get back to the article. Right here. If you look at it, the current year's budget, according to government's proposed project, is 162 trillion dinars, $135 billion with a planned financial deficit. Look at their deficit, 40 billion dinars, including 3 trillion dinars or 2.5 billion dinars to implement the projects agreed with China. Remember, the old prime minister flew to China before he gave in his resignation. He knew he was going to do that, so he wanted to seal the deal. What deal did he get on that China deal? All right, it's one of the largest oil deals in Iraq. He said no to the international oil companies, the Western, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Total, the French people, the French. So that's not good. All right. So Iraq is giving all the good deals to the China. What does China give us? China gives us the virus, right? They give us, I shouldn't have said that. But they give us, things, right? Hope if YouTube bans this video, then I'll figure something else out. All right. But with Iraq with the deficit of $40 billion, it's gonna be they're gonna have a tough time this year to do anything. But right now they're approving their budget. You're probably asking how are they operating? Well, they're operating, they're doing like a little temporary budget under a caretaker government every 2 months. So it's like a bi-monthly budget thing. They just approve it. Okay, these X amount of projects, these projects will be approved, and here's the money. But it's not anything like what it would have been if it was like, 8 months ago or a year ago. They're really trimming the fat, so to speak, just to get things, continue on. They don't want riots in the streets, right? They already hired 500,000 people from the Iraqi protesters into the oil, under the Ministry of Oil. All right, they've already done that, so they're keeping them happy. You notice they're still doing Iraqi oil, Iraqi protests, but they're not as concentrated. They don't have a whole lot of activity like they did in the past. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. And how's my audio and video coming in? Matter of fact, let's just do this. All right, you guys know what I look like. I'm very transparent, and if you want to send me it. My cell phone right there. I'm looking at the phone right here. It's right above my laptop here. So if you want to send me a text message, if you don't want to send it in the YouTube chat, that's fine too. I don't care. All right. So let's get back to the article. Do you think there's going to be a budget after the Eid? Something tells me no. Some tell me it's not going to happen just yet. I know they want to do it after the Eid, but there's some things they got to work on. For one, why is China so much involved in Iraq? Okay, so it's a big problem. And the United States government, you think we're happy about that? We're not happy at all. Why isn't the Iraqi government giving the United States oil corporations, oil contracts? ExxonMobil's there. ExxonMobil already sent ExxonMobil sent almost half their staff home. All right, they're down to very minimal staffing, and they're not operating as full capacity like they used to be. And the reason being is because the oil storage capacity, they're all full. They have tankers sitting in the Persian Gulf. They got nowhere to go. Can you imagine being a captain on an oil tanker and you're just sitting there, and your ship is full of oil, millions and millions of barrels of oil, and you don't have nowhere to go. So when that happens, do you think the Iraqi government, the oil ministry, is going to start pumping more oil? No, it's going to come to a halt. It's going to come to a stop. Now, do you see where a conflict is going to happen? The Mickeys, they're going to do something to get that oil price back up. Guarantee it. We got the Federal Reserve. Hold on, folks. You got the Federal. I'm sorry, I had to take a drink of water. You got the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve's printing trillions of dollars, buying up different corporations and buying up just everything they can get their hands on. The Federal Reserve, the more money they lend out, the more money they give, you accept that money. Believe me, there's always conditions on that money. All right, any questions? Only one question from Mr. Rodriguez. Me, Rodriguez. Keep oil prices low. Yeah, oil prices will be low right now, but they will not remain low if the Mickeys have anything to say about it. They want it up. They want it 60, 70, 80. They want it $100 a barrel if they can get it. And they'll do whatever it takes to get it. So let's go to the next article here. Iraqi Popular Forces warn of crushing response to U.S. mercenaries. This is an Iranian daily publication. Military spokesman Al-Haq Jawad al-Talbawi blasted the recent moves by the U.S. mercenaries in setting fire at the Popular Forces bases in the country, warning them a crushing response in proper time. They're always going to be threatening our U.S. forces. Nothing's really going to happen. They're all talk, and they're just playing the game. They want the oil price to go up too, so they're just going to play the game. And I won't get into more than that. Let's go to the next article. Iran is losing its grip in Iraq. This is by Eli Lake. Don't know who he is, but when U.S. missiles killed Iran's most important general and its most important militia leader in early January, as they were visiting Baghdad, it looked like American forces would be kicked out of Iraq. Iraq's parliament convened just hours after the strike and approved a symbolic resolution to expel the United States. Well, you know that's going to happen. Expel the United States from the parliament when everyone in your parliament is Iranian agent. You get the problem here. I hope you understand the problem. So that's why we didn't leave, because the enemy is voting you out in a foreign country. More than 4 months later, not only are U.S. forces still there, but it's clear that the killings have created a space for a new Iraqi government to assert some independence from its powerful neighbor. The signs of this new approach have been building over recent months, and the ascendance last week of Mustafa al-Kadhimi, that's the new PM, to the post of transitional prime minister is the latest and most profound. Hezbollah, the militia largely responsible for attacks on U.S. positions in Iraq, openly accused the new prime minister of participating in U.S. plot to kill the Iranian leaders. You know, basically nothing's going to happen until true Iraqi parliamentary members, which there ain't many. I could probably count as many on one hand. They need to start kicking out all the other Iranian agents. Just start having new elections. They got to have a new election. They don't have a new election. Nothing's going to change. Nothing will change. All right, let's go to this one right here. Recent, you guys see this right here, right on the screen. I don't want to say that word because that got me banned a long time ago. Attacks demonstrate its durability and resilience. Of course, they're taking advantage of the COVID-19. So those guys are going to take advantage of everything, and they're slowly creeping back into Iraq. They're creating a lot of problems. That's why we won't leave for a while. I know probably eventually we will leave, but it just hasn't happened yet. Things are in the works to ramp things up, and they're coming. All right, so keep an eye on the Middle East, what's going on there. Keep expectations modest for Iraq's new government. All right, there's a lot of hopes for this guy right here. All right, a lot of hopes, even from the U.S. government, Germany, the Germans, France, the UK, got a lot of hopes for this guy. Plus, the Iranians, they have a lot of hopes for him too, for them side. So this guy's gonna walk a tightrope. I think that he came from the intelligence background. He spent like 4 or 5 years there, so he knows all the players. He knows his position. So we'll just have to wait and see. Honestly, it's who's going to bring more to the table for him to help him who's going to win. All right. Iraq is like a race car that is neglected and repeatedly wrecked. Al-Khatimi is not the race car driver. He's the tow truck driver. That's a good analogy. Describes the task ahead for Iraq's new prime minister and makes clear that need for all observers to take an appetite of suppressant, as it were, when judging the potential. And eventually, the accomplishments of the new Iraqi government. The electoral results of 2018 will still govern the universe of possible outcomes, none of which are favorable to major reform. All I can say is I wish this guy good luck, and I hope he can put it together and start eliminating. He knows one thing, good thing about this guy right here. He knows who all the Iranian agents are at. He knows who they are. He knows where they're positioned at, and hopefully he can start moving against them. But he's going to need help. He's going to need the help of the United States government. There's no other government that's going to help him. The Chinese won't do it. You're right. The Chinese will not do it because, for one, they have the largest oil contract in Iraq. Two, Iran. Iran's the largest ally. Who sells oil to China? Iran. So they're not going to do anything to mess that deal up because China needs oil. They need oil from Iran. They need oil from anybody, but Iran is an exporter to China as long as Iraq is also. And we're going to see how it works out. If you have any questions, there's 6 people on this, and I appreciate everybody there that's listening to me. I'm probably just rambling on, but I hope if you have any questions, just ask them. All right, Iraq's new prime minister must manage expectations. Let's see here. Mustafa was confirmed as prime minister on Iraq on May 6th, and then tasked before him has rightly been called a suicide mission. There is hardly any national issue that does not present a potentially crippling challenge for Kadhimi. He faces virtual bankrupt treasury, public sector expenses that are among the highest in the world, collapsing public services, entrenched corruption, a resurgent, you know what that is, and rogue militias, rising U.S.-Iran tensions, and the prospect of renewed demonstration as the summer advances. It's going to be a hot summer. I hope he can, like I said, he can tackle all this. You know, all the state employees, retired and current employees, you got to keep them happy. You got to keep them employed. Roughly about 7 million employees. Total cost, I think it was $4 billion, $3 billion just to cover that. So you got to keep them paid. You got to keep sending those salaries. And everything else, it's just low staffing. The minimal work effort they can have because they got to save money. When your oil price for WTI crude, and that's what they sell, $25.70 a barrel, and your budget is $57, I believe it was from last year, you're hurting. You're hurting. So they're gonna watch what they spend in every category: construction, transportation, oil, energy, electricity. Slowly trying to move away from Iranian electricity. They already got big contracts with Kuwait. They got big contracts with Saudi Arabia and Jordan. And if Syria ever gets back up in ground, they could get something from Syria also. So they'll be in good shape. It's just not right now. In the next 6 months, probably the end of the year. They're gonna have a slow economy in Iraq this year, and I predict 2021 they'll have an awesome economy. They're gonna grow like crazy. So, any questions on this YouTube live stream? Am I still coming in pretty good? I hope so. Is the audio still doing good? Am I coming in loud and clear? Oh, man. Hey, Doc. How you doing? Good. Appreciate it. All right. If there's any questions, if there's no questions on Iraq, then let's see. Well, let's talk about the cryptos. If you look at what's going on in the government, they're printing off a lot of trillions and trillions of US dollars. When they start doing that, you're going to see your purchasing power of your US dollar going down. So what I'm telling people, I'm just warning you guys, you do what you want. But I'm just warning fellow Americans, get involved in cryptocurrency, start learning it. My suggestion is to start learning about Bitcoin, how to buy it, how to store it, how it works, and just get a couple $100 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy, there's several places to buy it from, but just learn about it, because I guarantee you within the next year, 18 months, the U.S. government is going to come out with their own cryptocurrency. They're going to say one day that the U.S. dollars that you have in your pocket, that you have under your mattress, is no longer good, or you have to turn them in, because we're going digital now. And you know what that happens when they go that route. They don't like you because the color of your hair, and you know where I'm going with this. And I'm not going to say too much about it, but they can cut you off. But they can't cut you off if you're on the cryptocurrency, what it is today, right now, the way I'm talking. So I'm just warning you guys, and it's going to happen. I hate to see it, but things are lining up. You got Bill Gates out there promoting his crypto. You can go look it up. He's got his own crypto, so he wants to implement it. So let's get smart and get involved in crypto. If you don't want to get involved in the project that I'm doing with Mirror Trading International, MTI, that's fine. But I'm telling you about it. So go do your due diligence. Go learn about it. Go join another program. I don't care. There's plenty of programs out there. But I like MTI material, Mirror Trading International. All right. Any questions on that? Any questions on cryptos? Any questions on cryptocurrency? All right, here's this is a CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap. You go to coinmarketcap.com. There's Bitcoin, 166 billion. Look how it dwarfs everyone else. All right. They just did the halving. I believe they did it already, but it's $9,000 a coin. It's up 2.34%. So it's going up, folks, and it's going up. It'll hit 10,000. It already did last week, but it'll hit 10,000 again. So, all right. Any questions? I only had one question. I guess this is a slow bunch right here. All right. Hey, like I said, it's almost 10:30 Central Time, 10:30 a.m. Central. And so I'm going to end this since nobody has any questions. But I'll start this up again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. So we'll get a dialogue going and start talking more. Same format. Talk about Iraq. Don't talk about cryptocurrencies. I'll be better prepared tomorrow. Today I was having some issues with the StreamYard. I thought I knew how to do it, and I had to learn it all over. I had to watch some more tutorials off YouTube just to learn how to operate it. And I hope it's working right, but I'm not really sure. But if you ever want to get a hold of me, like I said, here's my number. There's my phone number right there. my email address. I don't really care for Google, but write to me there. Or if you know the American Contractor one, you can write to me there. It's americancontractor@gmail.com. But I prefer this emails for right now. I will be changing. But I'm using it, but I'm got to do some things first before I start putting it out there. But there's my phone number. I'll be here tomorrow, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Hope that you're here with me also. Hey, and get on BitChute, get on Library TV, download the app to your computer for library.tv, and help those guys out. It's a centralized video platform, because if you upload a video to Library TV, it can never be deleted. That's how awesome it is. Same thing with BitChute, but I have more faith in library.tv than I do with BitChute. All right. Anybody, any questions before we go? It's 10:31. I'm going to give 5 more seconds. All right. Thank you, everybody. Rex, me, Rodriguez, Doc. Did I hit anybody? Oh, yeah, that's it. All right. I appreciate it. And thank you for your time. I'll see you tomorrow.